Good morning and welcome to Big Sound 2016. My name's Michael Crutcher. I'm the Chair of Q Music, and on behalf of my fellow directors at Q Music, it's a great pleasure to introduce you and welcome back so many new faces and welcome back so many people we see fondly every year. I'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land which we meet today. I acknowledge their elders past and present, and also the role that Indigenous musicians play in this great state of Queensland. So great to see you here. It used to be I'd start this by saying, here we go, we're off and running for another Big Sound, but it seems that Tuesday night now has taken a life of its own. So I guess this morning we're continuing, we're not starting. And from what I hear, there were some great nights had last night, so thank you. And I know our registrations were up last night by a huge number, so a lot of people are getting here now on Tuesdays and getting involved early. So thank you. Welcome to all the delegates. We're sold out again this year, about 1,300 delegates, majority from interstate and overseas. Thank you very much for your continued support. It means a lot to see the interest that happens every year, and it keeps going up every year. We try to grow Big Sound meaningfully every year, and that's happening. So thank you to our delegates. If you've travelled a long way, thank you. We welcome you to Brisbane and hope you have a great time in the Valley over the next few days. To our speakers, thank you for your time you're giving up to make this a really good conference. We appreciate the input you'll have and the insights. And to our volunteers, please thank our volunteers who make Big Sound possible to happen. They're doing a great job already. They've got a few late nights coming up, but thank you to our volunteers. Big Sound only happens because of our partnerships with the likes of Arts Queensland, who are again one of our major backers for this year. Tourism Events Queensland, I'm very pleased to say, have come on board in a really good way this year and helped out as well. Australia Council, Virgin and Oztix, who are perennially here at Big Sound and are back again this year. Heaps of other partners you'll see in your program. Thank you very much for their contributions. I'd like to thank Nick O'Byrne and Maggie Collins for their great work over the last 12 months. You'll notice how good the program is. Nick's last Big Sound, last of 4. Maggie, her first of, we hope, many. Can you please thank Nick and Maggie for the great work they've done to assemble us? To our venues as well, we've got 160 artists, over 16 venues the next 2 nights. We really appreciate the relationship we have with those venues and we thank them for all that they've done. Since we last met, we've inducted 2 life members into Q Music. Now, we haven't done that for some time, but I'm really pleased to say that Denise Foley, the one and only, and Lynette Irwin have been inducted as life members of Q Music. Can you please acknowledge their contribution to Q Music? And it's the likes of Denise and Lynette who have built a legacy here. We're 15 Big Sounds this year. Q Music's 22 years old this year. And I'm really pleased to say that the last 12 months have been probably among the most successful for Q Music, built on the back of all the work that's been done by so many people over so many years. The Q Music team is a dynamic team led by Joel Edmondson, our Executive Officer. Joel is a fantastic EO. And the rest of the team at Q Music, you've seen them all around at the moment. They are magnificent. The work they do to get to this level is quite astonishing. Can you please thank the team at Q Music for what they've done? And I'd like to acknowledge the fact that in recent weeks, arts funding, as you know, is not the easiest of things to be involved in. When governments change and outlooks change on funding, you've got to try and keep up with it and stay in the race. So I'm really pleased to say that this year, in the last few months, we've had acknowledgement for Q Music from Australia Council as one of the 4-year funding organisations, which gives us $280,000 a year for the next 4 years for Big Sound. And in the last few days, we found out from the state government here, from Arts Queensland, that we'd also be recognised for the next 4 years for a similar amount for Big Sound as well. So I'm really pleased to say that the government recognition of Big Sound is now locked in for the next 4 years. I thank both governments for that. And that comes on the back, from my point of view, on the basis that Q Music generated last year 75% of its own revenues. So we're an organisation that we think goes to government to say that we have serious interest in what we do, and that comes a lot from your support. You enable Q Music to have a revenue base that doesn't rely solely on government because of the interest in contemporary music, so thank you very much for that support. Should be a great few days, and we're starting now with our opening keynote speaker. To introduce our opening keynote speaker and to be part of the next hour, I'd like to introduce Jacinta Parsons. Jacinta is the Assistant Music Director at Double J ABC Local Radio and works with the Double J team to program music for the local radio network across Australia, and she's a host of the New Music Show. Jacinta began broadcasting at Triple R in 2007, hosting a number of programs through her 8 years at the station, including their flagship breakfast program, Breakfasters. As well as broadcasting at Triple R from 2009, Jacinta was the Assistant Music Coordinator and the Live Broadcast Coordinator. To get started the next few days, can you please welcome Jacinta Parsons?